Greetings everybody, welcome here to Prog Monster. My name is Murph, I am the host of this show, a show dedicated to progressive rock and other forms of rock music. So we're here to do the Great Album Challenge, which is something I alternate with Ben's Album Challenge every second week. Ben has chosen 10 albums from the year 1971 for me to rank and listen to. Many of these I think of as classics for me. The bottom four are fairly new within the last couple of years, so they didn't get as high a ranking, but definitely no weak albums here at all. There's when I say weakest to strongest, really it's more like strongest to strongerest, I guess is maybe what you want to do it. So we're going to do from number 10 to number 1, and I'm just going to give you my rankings as to how I see them. These are my picks. This is the way I see them based on the albums that were given to me. I didn't choose these albums. They were Ben's choices. They were his 10 favorite, and I'm going to rank them according to how I feel about them. If you don't like any of our choices, that's fine. You're welcome to make your own choices and put them down below and let us know. There may be some albums. There's lots of albums that didn't make this list that could easily been on this list. For me, maybe some of these wouldn't be on here, but the 10 he gave me are all great. I have no problems with any of them. I like them all. So without further ado, let's get to it. So the first one is an album I only recently got, like maybe in the last couple months, but it's very good. I do like it a lot. It's just very new, and that's probably the reason why it's coming in at number 10. We're talking about Deep Purple's Fireball. It's a good album, but I've only had a couple listens to it, so it's pretty hard to rank it against some I've been listening to for decades. But comes in number 10. So number 9, I do not actually own either number 9 or number 8, but I have listened to them. Number 9 comes from one of my Battle of the Bands. I think they were in the last Prog War, and we're talking about Golden Earrings. Sorry, can't see it. Seven Tears. I do like this album quite a bit. I think it ranks ahead of Deep Purple because I had a lot more familiarity with it, so it moves up there a little bit more because of that. The number 8 album, I like it a lot. I don't own it. It's hard to find. I've been trying to find it. I could order it online and pay a premium, but I tend not to do that until I give it a chance. So number 8 is Master's Apprentice's Choice Cuts. This is an excellent album. Easily could be higher on this list, and probably eventually will be higher on this list, but for now it's definitely a number 8 and easily makes number 8 here. Okay, so the next one up is the first album I've had for any length of time, and that's this album, Gentle Giants, Acquiring the Taste. This is such a good album. The only album I've ever had on my playlist for longer than a year, and that's all the years I've been having a playlist. This is the only one that's been on longer than a year. I've had it for a couple of years now. Doesn't quite get to the masterpiece status yet. Has to another year to go before I can consider it for that, but such a good album. I love it. There's so many good tracks on it. Just such a strong album. Cover withstanding. Anyway, so that's number 7. So the next 6 have all been around for years. They're what I call the 500 plus club, which means I've listened to them all about 500 times or more. So, and I've changed the ranking of these 6 around 3 times now, and I'm still thinking that I should change it around, but I'm going to stick with it the way it is for now because the video is starting. So the next one up, number 6, yes, Aqualung, Jethro Tull. This is I love the artwork on this album. It's one of the best. So many good songs on here. Cross-Eyed Mary, Cheap Day Return, Mother Goose, all great. Wondering aloud how the years fill us with sorrow. Yep, so good. Up to Me, good track. My God, I like that one. Slipstream's okay. Locomotive Breath, of course. Wind Up. The only song I'm not really big on this is Aqualung itself. which is the song kind of held me back. I'm not really sure why it did. I think it just got too much play. It was at a time period where I was in a certain frame of mind, and it just hit me the wrong way. That's just unfortunate, because it held this album back a lot over the years until I started till my thinking changed and I started getting into this quite a bit. This is a good album. Jethro Tull's Aqualung, number 6. Number 5. Yes, Fragile. Easily would have been number 1 when it came out with me. When I first got it, it was number 1 easily over all the rest of these. Yeah, it's only in time it's kind of gone down from a little bit of overplay, a little bit tired and worn a bit for me. And I don't think it's as good an album as I originally thought it was, but it's still a very good album. This is top shelf, yes, for sure. And at some point, I think it was considered their best album, but I think it suffers from having only 4 real songs on here, and the rest are just pieces. That's why I think that's what causes it. Suffers a little bit from that, but not too much. You got your classic Roundabout, maybe their most well-known song. One of their most well-known songs, Southside the Sky, which is a very underrated song. Just such a great track. Long Distance Runaround, it's a cute little piece. And then Heart of the Sunrise, which I think is the kind of hidden masterpiece on this album. And then of course you got Mood for the Day and The Fish on that side, which makes that a strong side. We Have Heaven, I don't mind, and the other 2 bits are okay. I don't mind any of the stuff on here. It's a pretty strong album. So that's number 5, Fragile. Number 4. This almost was number 5, and then I moved it up at the last minute. Genesis Nursery Crime. I think I just like this just a taste more than Fragile now. I think it's because the music box and the Fountain of Salmassi are so strong for me. And Return of the Giant Hogweed, which was my favorite on this album at one point. Harlequin, another great track, and For Absence of Friends, like there's just not really any bad tracks on here. I think this album is just a tiny hair for me today. It's a hair better than Fragile, so it comes in at number 4, Nursery Crime. This one I've been listening to quite a bit lately, and that's the reason it moved up. It probably would have been 5th or 6th a few weeks ago, but it's moved up a little bit over these other few. Black Sabbath's Master of Reality. Other than the creepy cover, like this is just prolific with such great tracks. Sweet Leaf, that classic, along with Children of the Grave, 2 of their big songs. After Forever, I think, is one of the great underachieved songs by Black Sabbath. Lord of this World, another heavy track like that. I do like Orchid, even though the ones with the little pits I'm not as big on, but usually this one I do like it quite a bit. And then Solitude, which is probably come on to be maybe my favorite track on this album the last few years. I don't know, it's something about it that just kind of eerie and creepy and depressing, but I like it anyways. There you go, Master of Reality, number 3. Number 2 had to be this album. I think it's just a bit of a notch above the other ones that we've just done. Who's Next? My favorite Who album, I think. This album is just well put together. It's heavy. Some of the best tracks here. A lot of their really good stuff. Bubba O'Reilly, of course. That Teenage Wasteland. Such a great song. Behind Blue Eyes has always been one of my favorite Who songs, and of course Won't Get Fooled Again is probably their biggest and most well-known song. Bargain is great. My Wife, the John Entwistle sang song, such a good track too. Going Mobile, this is a track that I think is a deep cut and deserves mentioning as well. The whole album is just really good. Plus you got your iconic cover here. Monolith, I think. Anyways, there you have it. Who's Next? Number 2. Number 1 wins quite easily. Sorry, that's my daughter pinging me. Anyways, I think this wins fairly easily. In recent years, this album has soared, and probably has 3 of my favorite Yes songs on it: Perpetual Change, Starship Trooper, and Yours Is No Disgrace. Yours Is No Disgrace, I think, is amongst my very favorite Yes songs, top 5 anyways, for sure. Starship Trooper, such a catchy song, better on headphones than any of the other tracks on here. And even the clap is really good too. I like all the Steve Howe acoustic stuff quite a bit. I've seen All Good People. I liked it in its time, but it's just overplayed and it's not that great of a tune, and I just don't really care for it too much anymore. Adventure I still like a little bit as well, but Perpetual Change, this has a lot of stuff on it that I find that I'm growing on that song every time I listen to it. But it's a great album, the first really big Yes album, I think. And for me, it's number 1. So we're just going to reiterate them again. Number 1, the Yes album. Number 2, Who's Next? Number 3, Master of Reality. Number 4, Nursery Crime. Number 5, Fragile. Number 6, Aqualung. Number 7, Acquiring the Taste. Acquiring the Taste. Number 8 is Master's Apprentice Choice Cuts. Number 9 is Golden Earrings 7 Rings, I think it's called. No, 7 Tears. Sorry, I always get that wrong. And then last but not least, by far, a good album, Fireball. So I hope you've enjoyed this ranking for the Great Album Challenge from 1971, and Ben will give his opinions on it, no doubt, which is good. I'm sure he has different choices for different spots on it, but that's the way it is, that's the way it's supposed to be. If we all had the same choice, it wouldn't be much having a channel. We just all automatically assume this is the best, and that's the way it is. But we all hear things differently, and that is what's important. To enjoy the music is the big thing. So please make your comments below, hit the like button, and subscribe. It's much appreciated. And we'll be back next week with Ben's album challenge. He has a good album for me. I've listened to it already, and I will listen to it again. So take care and have yourself a good day. Take care. Bye.